So let's take a look at an introduction to schedules. And so basically what schedules are a way to bring all of the information that's within the Revit database into one place. So in our case here, we're going to look at taking all the information available from our rooms and the data that's collected from that and putting it into a schedule form. And so schedules are created from our View tab. So if you go to View, and then we're looking for schedules here, and we're going to create a schedule / quantities. And the first thing that you do when you create a schedule is you identify the category that you're scheduling. So I've already mentioned that we're going to use rooms. So I'm going to scroll down until I find rooms. There it is. And we're creating a room schedule. So I'll hit OK. And then the schedules property dialog box pops up immediately because the first thing we have to do is identify some fields to schedule. And these are going to be our columns that run across the schedule, and all the data rows that we're going to create are actually the elements within the model. So we're going to add the following fields: number, and the order is important because this is the order that they'll show on the schedule. So number is going to be column number 1 here. The next one is name. And so when we add these, we just select it and click add. And then we're looking for area and perimeter. And lastly, we're looking for level. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK and take a look at the information that we get from these fields. So keep in mind that none of this has been sorted, and we're just looking at the raw data from the schedule. But we do want to organize this in some way, and so I'm going to use level to organize it. And you can see it already is organized by level and by number, and so it's kind of nice, but it'd be even better to break this down by level so we can see it a little more clearly. And to do that, we're going to go over to our schedule properties here, and we're going to open it up by clicking edit next to sorting and grouping. And so we're going to sort by and kind of filter out some information by doing this process here. So first thing we want to do is we're going to go ahead and sort by level. And when we sort by level, we have the option, or any category really, we have the option to add a header. And what that's going to do is it's going to say the level. So in our case, it's going to say level 1, and then it'll show all of the level 1 rooms. And then it'll say level 2 and show all the level 2 rooms. And then it'll go on and on and on until there isn't any more data to show. So we want to sort by level with a header. Then we want to go ahead and sort by number. And we want to sort by number because we always want to make sure that these are in order no matter what this does. So 101 to 113, 201 to 212. That's what we want it to do. And then we can also have it do a couple of other things for us. We can have it compute this data by level, even by number. And we definitely don't want to do it by number because each one of these is unique. So it would just be redundant. So it would say, 101, 149, 48, 9 and a quarter. So we don't want to do that. But we do want to do it by level, and it'd be nice to have a grand totals of the whole thing as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click the checkbox next to footer, and we've got 3 things: title, the count, and the totals. And for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to title and totals. And then on the grand totals here, we want to check that. And we can go ahead and we can say title and totals on this one. And we have the option to customize that. So instead of saying grand total, we could say something else, or if it made sense, we could say gross square footage or net square footage or something like that. So you had totals for the whole thing. In our case, the grand total is going to be just fine. So I'm going to hit OK and see what that's done for us. And like I said, it's breaking out the entire thing. And you can see here the level 2 and the level 1 are because we said title and totals. But if you look across, we have no totals. And that's because we haven't told the schedule what elements to total up for us yet. The other thing I want to do is you notice the level column is actually redundant now. And we don't need it because we have the headings here that are telling us which level is what. But we don't want to remove it from the schedule. We just want to hide it, because if we remove it, it's no longer available to sort by. So all we do is if we right click anywhere in this column, we can go ahead and say hide columns. And it'll hide it from the schedule. So the other thing we need to do is we need to tell it what to total. So I'm going to go to the formatting tab. And from here, we can tell it to total area. So when I click on area, you can see here calculate totals becomes available. And I can even have it total perimeter. And again, calculate totals becomes available. So I can hit OK. And then now we have totals for all of our data that we're pulling from the project. And so it's important to note here that this is the same information that we're seeing in the project. So Office 101, if I were to change this just to some random numbers here, and then go back to my level 1 floor plan, you can see here that that is actually changed to match what was in the schedule. So if I changed it back to Office, then it'll read exactly the same way back in our schedule. And the schedules are located in the project browser under schedule/quantities. And then you can see it here, room schedule. So any changes you make here will affect the building model. So you want to keep that in mind as you're going through. So what we're going to do now is in the next video, we're actually going to take all of this information and throw it onto a drawing sheet.